Kwanzaa, and welcome to SCLC TV. I'm Maynard Eaton, and our guest, of course, is the president and CEO of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, Dr. Charles Steele Jr. Dr. Steele, you've been involved over the last decade or more with something called the Moores Ford Bridge controversy, demonstrations. It was about a lynching, horrific lynching that took place there in 1946.
The year I was born.
The year you were born. Today, in the newspaper, it says all charges are dropped. There had been an investigation going on, now no longer an investigation.
Well, I remember this particular case very vividly, and one reason, because my good friend, former State Representative Tyrone Brooks, took this on several years ago.
That became his cause célèbre, didn't it?
That was his calling. And he also gave me credit for the fact that I suggested to him to reenact this every year. But to make a long story short, I think he has made tremendous impact and progress and brought attention to something that the whole world was looking at, 71 years ago. As I was being born, this was really a national attention brought to the fact that America, that we live in and love so much, would allow something like this to go so long and not bring justice to the family, the victims, as well as the humanitarian aspect of Georgia, the American significance to the world.
He made this an annual event, a reenactment and a march. He did not let this die. He being Representative Tyrone Brooks, SCLC stalwart himself, a former foot soldier himself, a star in the civil rights days along with Hosea Williams and others.
And Dr. King has taken his own, Mr. Eden, as one of the SCLC major projects. Dr. King was scheduled to get involved with this particular issue. He committed himself prior to his assassination that we're embarking upon 50 years later in terms of his assassination in relationship to 1946, that he committed to get involved and expose the fact that these two couples, and one of the young ladies was impregnated, was expecting, and they were tortured, they were killed, had an eyewitness. But the grand jury, and most of these people has moved on wherever they went to. I'm not the judge, but they went somewhere after dying. And there's a spiritual thing that's in this movement where people who actually said they heard their relatives, the Caucasian aspect of racism that came out of this, talking about it. And they actually knew some relatives that was involved. But the case gonna be closed by the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. I got a problem with that.
It concerns you, doesn't it?
It really does, because justice should never be closed in terms of closing the books, in terms of the legislative aspect of the jurisdiction of justice and law enforcement. The books should never be closed.
Then Governor Roy Barnes called for a federal and state investigation that's been lasting for what, a decade now, 17 years now?
17 years. In all my
and nobody's been brought to justice.
Nobody been brought to justice. And even giving accolades and the proper credit to former State Representative Tyrone Brooks, there have been people who actually said that they know who did it. But the law enforcement end of this particular investigation saying is not enough facts.
This must be frustrating to your friend and colleague, Representative Brooks. He spent a lot of time there.
A lot of time, but he's not going to stop. I mean, the books can be closed, but the investigation goes on in terms of the citizenry and the concerns of people like State Representative Tyrone Brooks, like an organization like SCLC, when we're not even here. It's documented, and somebody going to continue other than State Representative Tyrone Brooks, because we all have our appointed time to leave this earth. But he will not stop, neither will SCLC, as long as I am the president.
Ladies and gentlemen, SCLC TV, you're listening to Dr. Charles Steele Jr. Again, happy Kwanzaa. See you next year.